Yo, what's going on everybody? It's NCR Lair here back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a question and answer video, also known as a Q&A video, answering all of your most wanted questions to be answered by me myself. So other than that, let's get started. Starting off with the first question, we have a question from Jeremy Kane on Twitter who says, who is your inspiration? I'm going to be completely honest, I actually do have several major inspirations that all inspired me in some different type of way. Probably my dad, my mother are my two biggest inspirations by far. Reason being for that is just they're such hard workers and they've always pushed me to do my best. And on top of that, I'd say they're my inspiration, but they're my biggest supporters when it comes to the gaming community, because they're always the ones that let me play tournaments, the ones that allowed me to start content creation, helped me purchase my first PC parts through birthday gifts and things like that in order to allow me to continue to grow my brand. So when it comes to my biggest inspiration, I'd say my mom and dad without a doubt. Love them so much. There we go. Following up with question number 2, we have a question from Junie who says, how are you so tall? Well, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I have absolutely zero idea. I just don't know why I'm so tall. Possibly have ancestors who are giraffes? I have no idea, Junie. Thank you so much for that question. Next question we have from Elite Jacks on Twitter who says, how do you stay so positive all the time? I'm just gonna narrow this down since we got a few different questions based all on how I am so positive and why I built my brand around positivity. So if I'm gonna be completely honest, positivity is mostly based off of who you're surrounding yourself with. Positivity is something that you have to achieve by yourself, but it also can be helped and achieved faster by the people you surround yourself with. If you're with those who are motivated, people who are happy all the time, people who are pushing you to be the best, people you play with who are not toxic and just want the best out of you, they want you to become the best version of yourself. That's how you're going to become positive and how you're going to be able to build and spread that positivity within yourself. In the process, you're going to be making other people positive alongside with you, allowing people and teaching people to build this positivity within themselves to further spread it. Question from Cabs who says, where's the name Kiwis from? Honest, I'm rebranding from Kiwis towards Leo now due to the entire situation with the YouTuber Kiwis, and I'm not going to get into that drama, but how I got with the name Kiwis is I was actually on a trip driving across Iceland and I was looking for a lot of names. And I'd originally come up with Blue Fresh Gaming, which was my original gamer tag from Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto, and I realized it wasn't really a fit for me, and so we'd continue to think about more names, and I had a notes page, and I was like, let's think about this. And I was like, Crispy Kiwis. So Crispy Kiwis was my original name, and through Crispy Kiwis I kind of narrowed it down to Kiwis because I liked having a shorter name, because I felt like it'd be easier for people to memorize or people to just understand in general. So that is in fact where the name Kiwis came from. Is Wale a cutie? This was a question asked by Wale himself. Wale. Question from the homie NorCal Tension is, how is NorCal rising so far? It's been the most amazing team so far. I just joined NCR about 3 days ago and it has been an absolute blast. Everybody in NCR is so positive, so motivated, so it's just like a massive family that the second I joined the team, I got so many welcome messages, so many positive DMs about people congratulating me. And on top of that, I've talked with a few of the managers on NCR who helped me set up my Twitch stream, kind of gave me an idea and a rule list on what I need to do for NCR, and it has just been, the experience in general has just been mind-boggling how positive the NorCal family really is, which is why I'm so happy to be a part of the team. Thank you so much for that question, Tension. Question from Andrew, by the way, who says, thoughts and tips on junior and senior year in high school. Biggest tips for this one. Junior year is going to be your most stressful year in high school by far. Freshman and sophomore is just to prepare you for junior year. Junior year is usually where you're going to be if you want to be taking APs. That's where you're going to be taking your hardest courses on top of getting ready for the SAT and the ACT. Tips, just in general, is that junior year is going to be your most difficult year. So no matter what happens, you just got to realize that it's going to be a struggle, but you're going to have to push through it. You and your friends alongside one another. It's just going to be a major push. Senior year, I don't have as many more tips. It's more just lay back, apply to your colleges early. But junior year is make sure you're preparing for that SAT and ACT, especially if you have plans for a 4-year college. Really make sure you're studying for those in advance. Never cram study. I've had so many friends cram study last second for the SAT and the ACT. It doesn't work out. So I really recommend you doing mini study sessions as you're going and really getting an idea for what you're going to be taking on the SAT and ACT, as well as timing yourself. The only stressful part of senior year would be applying for colleges. Make sure you're applying early for college. That's my biggest thing. Make sure you have a set list of colleges. Don't apply to too little, but don't apply to too many colleges. So apply to like maybe 10 to 15. That's a good range. Here, I really recommend just relax. Once you submit those college applications, relax, spend some time with yourself. Don't burn yourself out before college, because that's going to be a huge huge thing when you first go into college and you're going to be experiencing much more stress. Question from Twixo, who says, what are you going to college for and what extracurriculars plus high school stats did you have? So for college, I'm applying for 2 majors, environmental science and aerospace engineering. I'm absolutely fascinated with both. Just love both of the majors in general, so I'm really excited to be studying those. High school statistics, I had overall, I had a 4.3 average and a 4.6 junior year, which was huge for me in general when getting into colleges. Extracurriculars, I did like environmental branches. I led the environmental branch at my local college. I was student president. On top of that, I did a lot of student government, leadership activities, and on top of that, did a lot of volunteering, which for everybody applying to colleges, all my high school students watching this video, make sure you're doing a lot of extracurriculars, volunteer programs, tutoring, teaching little kids, helping those in need. Just trust me on that one. It helps a lot, and it's also a great way for you to build your connections and also just get an idea about the life around us, because these programs really help you gain your understanding and build your understanding for what our world is, rather than being stuck in your local bubble in your high school. Next question is by Carson. It says, do you have fun streaming and how do you manage outside life and on the PC? Great question. Number one, I love streaming. I'm someone who's extremely extroverted, so finding another way on top of gaming to continue to interact with people is absolutely amazing. And I love when people will send me messages saying how much they love my streams, because I love streaming. Just the idea of streaming, being able to talk with all of you and slowly seeing my brand build itself through streaming videos, all of that is amazing. I love streaming. And how do you manage outside life and on the PC? So that's a big one. I'm actually going to be creating a new video in the future based on how to balance social life, gaming, and school in order to just have a healthy balance between the two, tournament will say. And you're deciding between whether or not you should do this homework assignment or go hang out with friends over this tournament. Basically just look at the positive and negatives of each. Do you really want to hang out with your friends at this moment in time, or do you want to play this tournament? Do you feel prepared enough for this tournament, or are you going to be hurting your mental strength when you're going to be playing it because you just dislike the game at the moment? Are you playing the tournament because your friends are tempting you or forcing you to because you're like, oh, you need to play the tournament if you want to get better at the game? Or like, how are you feeling about it? And like when it comes to social life, it's like, do I really want to hang out with my friends? Am I going to have fun? How long am I hanging out with my friends? Because that's a big thing too. If you're only going to hang out with your friends for 30 minutes as compared to a 3-hour tournament that you genuinely want to play, take the tournament. It's just a lot of back and forth, and you do not need to play every tournament to be the absolute best. That's my personal opinion.